This segment of DelmarvaLife is brought to you by Taylor Termite and Pest Control.
We have entered the month of March, and thus far the countdown to the spring season has commenced. Ahead is warmer weather, growing greens, potential pests. And our friends at Taylor Termite and Pest Control have concerns about ticks, mosquitoes, and fleas being more threatening than usual because of the kind of weak winter that we've had.
Oh yeah, unfortunately, fewer freezing temps likely means an increase in insects. But Brad Taylor and his crew have the power to protect your space. DelmarvaLife's Katie Cirilli finds out more.
Not today, nuisances. As a matter of fact, not ever. For 23 years, Taylor Termite and Pest Control has prevented pesky problems all over the Delmarva Peninsula.
We love coming to work every day and protecting communities one home at a time.
That protection that salesman Scott Drolette is talking about is especially necessary now, according to General Manager Brad Taylor.
So obviously it's been a very warm winter. That's going to contribute a lot to mosquitoes, fleas, and ticks, but also probably ants as well.
Let's first talk ticks. Scott says the lack of freezing temps over the last few months means there's likely to be more larvae.
They could lay it on the ground, predominantly a lot of sandy areas, but it can also be on trees, a lot of thick brush areas as you can see behind me.
So in order to avoid coming into contact with these critters and in turn avoid the illnesses they carry, Scott encourages folks to use Taylor Termite's service.
When we spray for ticks, it's gonna kill the larvae, so it's gonna break up the egg cycle of ticks, and you're not gonna have nearly as many ticks. And then the chemical that we use also is a preventative, and is gonna stop ticks from wanting to be in your yard.
In addition to getting the area sprayed, Scott also suggests homeowners routinely cut the grass and maintain shrubs or bushes. Now, mosquitoes might show up to lay their larvae in different areas.
Any standing water areas, whether it's in a flower pot, it could be on top of a pool cover, or just if there's a sandbox that has standing water, anything like that that's standing and the water does not move, it's basically asking for mosquitoes to come lay their egg larvae on top of it. If you have a lot of overgrown trees that are around your yard or shrubs, in the summertime, mosquitoes need shade during the hot summer days to just kind of cool off, just as we do.
He says homeowners ought to remove any standing water, if possible, reduce the shade, and of course, let Taylor Termite tackle the rest.
But we also have organic solution that's available that we spray along your tree line, around your house, and in your yard to prevent mosquitoes from wanting to be in your yard entirely. It's 8 treatments. We spray from April through October every 3 weeks.
And we can't forget about fleas. Far from fun when they get hold of our pets. Scott says Taylor Termite's flea treatment is similar to what they use for ticks.
Actually, a lot of times it's a dual combo where when we spray the yard, it prevents ticks and fleas. And it's usually done 2 to 3 times a year over the course of spring through fall.
In order that none of these pests are a problem, Brad says the Premier Pest program is a great option because it's all-inclusive.
When we come out to do your initial pest in the spring, we'll also do a flea and tick treatment on your yard, which is a $175 value, and it's no extra charge to the customer. Of course, we have the 4 quarterlies that are included in that program as well. We'll treat the inside if you want. We'll treat the outside. We can do rodent bait in your garage and in your crawl space. We'll treat around your doors and windows, under your eaves, and we'll knock down any spider webs. In addition to that, that program also includes 8 mosquito treatments, which would be every 3 to 4 weeks, and that's April through October.
This crew is committed to taking great care because they care.
So we're passionate about this work. My family's been in the business, outdoors related business, for over 30 years. My family now is very outdoors oriented. We're always outdoors hunting and fishing, and we have to worry about pests there. I don't want to have to worry about those in my yard or in my home.
Just ask Brad's son, William.
Who do you call to get rid of your bugs?
Us.
Seriously, to set yourself up for perfect pest-free spring and summer seasons,
And if you're interested in any of Taylor Termite's programs, Brad says to give their office a call. He says they can typically get you on the schedule within that week or the following week.